Oh, it doesn't listen to me at all, this stupid thing. Slow jams.
I know. That's right.
I mean, this is why leadership is lonely. I don't ask for much. Just tease me all night long. I don't ask for a whole lot.
I told Todd we were practicing the Michael McDonald, Patti LaBelle song.
On my own.
Oh. And I go, this is me and John's karaoke song. I was like, we've never actually done it, but we've been planning it for years.
We're up to talking divorce and we weren't even married.
Best line of every song. Best line of any song. Well, I mean,
I'm like, I knew we were talking about leadership, and I'm like, I need something like a little
that's
different.
Great. I haven't heard
that. Nightingale, Lead Me On. I was like, go ahead, girl.
Heard that in
go ahead, girl. Girl.
Is that 1978? Thanks.
Something like that. I think you're about right, 78, 79, something like that. Yeah. With that like breathy. Right. I can't even do it because I'm going to start hacking my lungs up because of this cough I have. But
isn't it funny how when you listen to him as an adult, you're like, what?
Yeah, it was. I like sang it as a little kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is all about sex.
And people were like, at church, like, oh yeah.
No. Well, Maxine Nightingale, listen, how many women started singing in the church choir and then they go out and have hit records about sex? All of them.
Right. And make it seem like it's about Jesus.
Whitney Houston, Saving All My Love for You. Girl, you are sleeping with a married man. That's what that song is all about.
I know. And I remember the other day, I was like, my mom got really mad because I was singing Like a Virgin by like Madonna when I was like in like 4th grade or whatever it came out. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so naughty because I like said the word. Yeah. I was like, Mom, don't be so mad. So then here I am. Flash forward 50 years old. And I'm like, what? Really?
I know.
So wash my mouth out.
Now, listen, virgin is used in the Bible. So you could have argued that.
I wasn't using it in that context.
I mean, thank you for doing the red stain lip. It's good.
Yes. And how have you been? You've been gone.
I've been gone. Apparently, I have the bubonic plague. I don't know what I picked up in New York a couple of weeks ago or the week before. And it was last week. My gosh, it was last week. And part of it, I think, is well, you know this. I mean, being in like 80-degree weather and then going to 20-degree and then going back to 80, like all of this in like 36 hours. Your body is like.
You were going from fully dry to moldy, humid. Let's just talk about it. Like there's spores all over Florida. Anytime you leave and come back.
And now we had that deep freeze, so all these plants are dead. And but here come the gnats. Somehow they survived. Freaking prehistoric gnats. I don't understand.
Like they're looking for shelter in your mouth and nose.
Yes. What is the deal? And so here I am now. I mean, if someone's filming me between the hacking cough and the. I mean, that's what it is. It's like. How on earth, what do I look like here? Someone is making 20 grand off me. No questions asked.
Right. We'll see it.
You'll see it on AFV. It's coming. Right. I am good. Kath and I just went away to Cocoa Beach for a few days. And so that was very nice for us. For a lovely time. We were by the
Valentine's.
Well, with the hacking cough, it wasn't really like Valentine-y. She was like, oh, darn. They gave us a room with 2 queen beds.
You know, I'm so same. I'm always like, woo! Both of us are like, yeah! Like, not even.
I was like, oh, should we get the king-size bed? She's like, we're okay. We're good.
I always say that, like, when we're on the plane and, you know, we have different, like, flight status and they'll put us apart. They're like, oh, do you want to sit next to your husband? I'm like, no.
Nope.
after it's been like 33 years. One day, it's fine.
I was like, oh, hon. She's like, oh, okay.
Also,
Kathy's all, her. I mean, she's just like my little glowing Kindle screen. This is my love. The books don't talk back to me.
I just, for some reason, just thought of Kathy at dinner. Why is he being so rude to me with this salad? Like it was you would have thought Kathy literally hurt someone.
Oh, God.
Hey, Nikki. I sent Nikki a note yesterday. I was like, where have you been, Nikki?
Hi, Nikki.
Jasmine, we're so happy.
Samantha and Jasmine, thank you.
Birthday today. Happy birthday, Sam.
Hi, Sam. Happy birthday. I didn't know it was how do you know it's Sam's birthday today?
Because that's my friend for that's my friend. My really super positive friend. And I'm always like, stop it.
It's not me. Apparently, I'm not the super positive friend. No.
My friends, they're all like, let's pray for dinner. I'm like, yeah, but hurry, the fries are hot.
I mean, first of all, it's pray for dinner and lots of other things, girl. Get it going. Get it going.
Listen, we got some big things to pray for. Am I right?
We got lots to be praying for. I was cracking up so just so everybody knows, because the show is so well organized. It's a revelation to me when the But First Coffee promo goes out, because that's when I find out what we're talking about.
I never know. Same. Literally same. And sometimes that's 15 minutes before we go live.
Leadership is lonely. And really, for us, the only reason that I knew to look at it was because of Katie, our friend Katie. Katie was like, is this week's topic for me? And I was like, oh, are we talking bitter? What? I thought we were talking about bitterness.
Oh, are we What are we talking about? Bad bosses and the people that work for them?
I mean, if she jumps on, she will strangle me. That is the first thing I thought about when she was like, I saw this week's topic. Is it for me? And my first thought, bitterness. Who picked that?
Listen, I literally am not. I was saying that we're besties. Last week I was talking to Katie, and Katie works very hard, and she's
very hard
across the world. She's
all day and all night. Very
she
hard.
Was like, I'm having a really hard okay, please don't at me. So she was like, I'm having a really hard time. And I was like, and she goes, and I'm feeling really bad. I was like, you should. You know why? You're not spending enough time with your friends. And she goes, Jackye, I just told you I'm having a hard time. And I was like, oh, I know. Oh, I know what you said.
The blink was perfect. Just so you know, the way you just did that.
And she goes, and I was like, okay, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Let's talk about it. But it was just so funny. I was just trying to be funny. I was just trying to snap her out of it. It's just like, because I knew.
Well, and all jokes aside, I mean, she is an example of someone who is in a wonderful leadership position in her organization. Genuinely. But it is a lonely role.
So lonely. And literally, she is traveling almost every week. And we're not talking about like John travels to New York or to California or whatever, because John also travels like every week. We're talking, I'm in Belarus on Thursday, Russia on then. I'm going to literally, and the things that she has to deal with. We are talking about, it's open enrollment. And she's like, yeah, I have people in Ukraine and in Russia right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
we're like
the global stage, very different. Those of you who've been CHRO in an organization, awesome. I mean, I think it's a great role. There is a difference between being a CHRO for a primarily US-based organization and Chief Human Resource Officer for a global organization where you have boots on the ground in a variety of countries. It's not like we've got some, I don't know, like a manufacturing facility only. We've got like that and all in Belarus and in and Belgium and Germany and here, Japan and all. I mean, we've got friends who've done that. It's a lot.
Things that when you think about it, like the challenges that you're having in your own office, they are happening everywhere, plus the cultural and nuance of things that are going on.
Yes.
I do want to quickly say to Mandy,
Oh,
he is speaking at WorkHuman, and you don't have to sell an organ, maybe a kidney, but you can also get a discount code. I know John has one.
yes. Yeah, I do have one. So I'll make sure, and I got to share it again. They reached out to me to share again. Yes, I am speaking at WorkHuman again. They are very kind to have me back. Some of our friends will be there.
This will be the first time I haven't been at WorkHuman.
Well, I mean, I think you need to like reach out to them and let them know. First of all, I told you call Misha Ann, so our friend Misha Ann will be speaking.
No, I just,
Misha Ann will be speaking. I'll be speaking. Eric Bailey speaking. Jason Lauritsen, and of course, our ultimate friend Michelle Obama is speaking as well.
I want to share something that I think is really interesting about leadership and Michelle Obama and WorkHuman. Watch
all
this.
at the same time. Watch this.
So I was at don't clutch your pearls too hard. Watch this. So I was at I was working for Recruiting Daily, and William Tincup at the time was
he's still William Tincup now. Don't say at the time.
At the time he was William, and now he's so. And we were all there, and he said that they wanted him to go to WorkHuman. He was explaining to me at the time their product was called something different. He was explaining to me why they would want me, and he wanted me to go instead. And I said, if they want William Tincup, they don't want Jackye Clayton. Like, I appreciate you putting me in your place, but we are very different personalities, different audience, different.
That's a lie.
Yeah. And I was like, no, that's okay. And he was at, and he said, and he goes, I was like, when is it? He goes, it's May 30th. I was like, I can't, that's my birthday. And he goes, Jackye, Michelle Obama is speaking. And it was the first, like, I mean, like, he was president. He stopped being president like that January. This is 5 months later, if you remember. And I went,
I gotta find this.
I will absolutely be there. And that's when I got closer with Katie, and that started the whole thing. And that's why we're here. And also, it was a good leadership move for me. Change, you never know when something is going to actually change your whole life. And as a leader, being able to say, even though you would have, it was beautiful. It was in Phoenix at
that place was awesome.
I mean, like
the lazy river all around the place.
Gorgeous. The food,
so
and they had
fun.
Coffee shops.
What was that place?
It was at the, it was at
the JW Marriott. Was it that place?
JW? It's the golf. Of course,
it's golf.
Every place in Arizona is a golf. Every nice hotel.
I mean, it was a good time.
JW. It was lovely. And I remember being so nervous because they wanted William Tincup and I'm Jackye Clayton. And I walk in, I thought I was going to have a panic attack. And then there's a sign on the wall from WorkHuman that says, you belong here. And I bawling, Michelle Obama's here. William Tincup sent me here. I got to meet Robin, who I was like, oh my God, the legendary Robin was there.
Jamie, I just texted something to you. Because don't ask me. If I texted it to your personal phone, see if you can share this on screen. This is one of the funniest promos I was ever a part of. Our executive producer, Jamie, did you get it? It's on your. Who's Billy Tinney? What the heck's he talking about?
William Tincup. He said he was William. Now he's Billy Tinney. What y'all don't know is our actual producer wants to be part of the conversation and just text it to us.
I don't even know. This is like the story of my life. Like, I don't know. I'm 3 minutes late to everything. And I'm like, wait, what? What are we talking about? What happened?
He's so grandma. Not only, and he's late with 5 bags and wants to sit in the front row.
And then I'm angry.
The tissue on his lifesaver, on his butter.
This was 2017.
Oh my God.
Me and Michelle and Julie Dreyfus.
That's right.
This promo, thank you, Jamie. This promo is the greatest promo ever because my mom saw it and called me and was like, "Are you speaking at something with the girl from Seinfeld and the first lady?" And I was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And she's like, why do they want you? What, I don't understand how you're like, she could not put it together that I was like, well, I guess I'll take,
Thanks.
I'll take the compliment somewhere right in there.
You're like,
Yes, Talia, that's exactly right. Desert Ridge. Yes, 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 yes,
listen,
yes.
it
Talia
was
Zero as well.
wonderful. And one other part that I remember about that was someone asked if they could take a picture. You couldn't take any pictures with her. They didn't
No,
want
you could
anybody
not.
getting in their
That's right.
pocket.
That's right.
And
And
someone asked her,
50 like black Cadillac Escalades all around the
and
property.
they were
Remember?
like, "Oh, you're not going to know them, but we have like Secret Service here dressed up as people from WorkHuman." And these people would be like 6'5", like 250 with like pecs out to here.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're
Big
not like
dudes.
this.
Big dudes.
Yeah,
Big
they didn't look
dudes.
like they were.
Michael, good morning. Good to see you. You are the sweetest.
Oh, Michael!
This goes into my like Valentine notebook. Thank you so much
Michael,
for this.
I
Come on.
mean,
Come
I
on.
hope you're doing okay.
And so Michelle and I are back again together. She hasn't been there since 2017. I have. Where you been, girl? But we're together again.
Hop in, you speak for 20 minutes, and you think you never got to come back. What's wrong?
I'm going to rush the stage this year, so we'll see me on the evening news. I know. But it is, you know what, I will say, very different, not completely, but some different feedback on the former First Lady coming to speak at WorkHuman this year than back in 2017. I will say that. It's amazing how much in 9 years has changed. And I just am reminded about this leadership lesson that we're talking about, because you are damned if you do, damned if you don't. You just, and my beef, and I would love, obviously, our millions of fans, and love you all so much already, so many comments.
Yes.
Like, what's your experience of leadership been? Because you just become the piñata. And we wonder why people don't want to step into leadership roles. Well, look how we treat leaders. That's like, who wants that?
You know, John Sumser says leadership is like naked people on a ladder. When you're on the top looking down, it's like all smiles. But when you're on the bottom looking up, it's just a bunch of assholes. And
John Sumser, and he is right.
Absolutely right. I do think what people forget when you're working and learning about leadership positions, it looks kind of like graceful and elegant, but like you said, you are the piñata. When it's going well, you have to give all the credit away, and when it's going bad, you have to take full credit. And it is a separate skill of being able to do that and yet still stay motivated and be able to boost your team and being fair and being transparent without being,
It's tough because, yes, and it's hard because first of all, we feel we have the right to comment on everything that goes on.
That's right.
And I mean, I'm going to say this across the board. I know there's exceptions, but by and large, we're not very gracious. And so our opinion is not one that we present as opinion. We present it as fact. And when one person's opinion is presented as fact, and then another person presents their opinion as fact, and they are diametrically different, where do we want to go with that? How will you get to collaboration? How do you expect a leader to jump in and make all of that work? Because everyone feels like I have a right to talk about you in all the ways that I think I should be able to talk about you, because I didn't tell you to run for president. You ran for president. So let me just comment on everything about your existence. It is the same thing with armchair quarterbacks. Everybody wants to say, why didn't you just throw that pass here? Why didn't you just do that? Buddy, first of all, let me tell you something. You're 6 beers deep.
Oh, you just did all of them. First of all, buddy,
let me tell you.
Those are all stabs.
It's like you're 6 beers deep, three nacho trays in, and your dragon rear end wants to tell Jalen Hurts how he should throw the ball on the field. Come now.
Chicken wings in your teeth.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You're on your 13th heart attack. Come on.
That's right. Yeah. Get up and run. Do it. Do it. Do it. Right. I
But
feel
we have the right to comment on everything is what we believe. Everything, in my opinion, is right. Everybody else is wrong. It's
well,
hard to be a leader.
well, it's hard because, like we said, ultimately it's your responsibility. And some of that means like you're not responsible for the outcome. You're responsible for the people responsible for the outcome. And I think that part people get confused, that sometimes you see something, it's going to fail and you have to let it in order to be a leader, in order to put those things in place. It's never smooth. I remember my oldest, Clay, they had mock presidency and they were the vice president, and it was second grade, and they did the presidency for a week. And Clay comes home and says, "Oh my God, it was such a hard day." And I'm like, "Why?" Like, well, the president was off giving a speech. And so all these people were coming to me talking about their trash and their homes and food. And I'm like, "People, there's a war going on."
Yeah.
I was like, and now I know, second grade. And they were very dramatic. And I'm sure they said it just like that.
Clay?
Are you talking about?
Clay? Never.
Literally, I mean, I had to, every day pulling them off the ledge every single day. But it was like, yes, now you understand some of the challenges that are going on.
I mean, first of all, Talia, if you all don't know Talia Evanson, please connect with Talia. Like, this is so Philadelphia. I can't stand it. These people have never skied in their lives in the city.
Haven't even touched snow.
They've touched snow in Philly. They shoveled it and curse about it. But
I thought you said Florida.
They have never put on a pair of skis in their life. But boy, they want to tell you how the ski jump should go. You got to bend your knees. You're not launching off of that thing. What? Right. First of all, let somebody send you down the moguls.
Do it.
Let somebody do it.
That's right.
I mean, that's 20 grand right there as well. Like the agony of defeat. But
remember that? I used to love it.
Yes, I love that. But like this is, I think, part of what we forget about in terms of the loneliness of leadership is the fact that we are setting up the future.
That's right.
Unhealthily. If all you see more often than not are leaders being bombarded with negativity, with really, those that say that they're in their corner, and once the leader steps away into the other room, everybody sort of talks behind their back, right? That kind of stuff. You're leaving an impression for what someone who could be the next up and coming leader kind of gives a double take to all this and thinks, I don't want to be with these people. I don't want to help to lead this group. I don't want to be a part of this organization. Look at how they treat one another. Look at how they treat leadership. And you work hard so you can get promoted, so to speak, right? And then you get promoted and you're like, I hate this. Everyone hates me.
And you can't talk to anyone. I think that's the first thing that I learned as a leader was like, who am I supposed to talk to about this? I can't talk to my peers because they're going to not think of me and my leadership. I can't talk to the team because they're going to, it's about them. Like, where do you go? And I think so many of these organizations, that's why, like, somebody who understands like where you're going through thank you for saying that, Michael. I remember on my team when we had to do a large, we were going to hire about like 40 people. I'm a little bit old school. I don't think people should carry like a 50 rec load. I don't think that you're going to be able to do your best work to be able to do that. So we had these roles and we knew it was going to be tough. And so I sat the team down and I said, okay, in order to make sure this goes smoothly, this is what we're implementing. And they were all like, oh, that's really good. And I was like, the whole company is going to hate it and they're going to complain about it every day. And I need you to say, thank you for talking to me. I understand. And we're going to continue to move on. And they were like, well, are they ever going to like us? And I said, no, they're going to like the results and think that they did it. And I was like, welcome to leadership. Like that's part of what happens.
And I think that's where
their bonus, but they're not going to like it today.
No. And so one of the things that I think is true for you as a leader, I mean, I think it's true for me too, but You have to have your people secured around you as you step into leadership, because the work friends, I'm just use work as an example. You can be a leader in other places. I'm just going to use work as the example here, though. Your work friends may not be your work friends for very long once you step into that leadership role at work, because you may have to help direct some of the work that they're doing. You may have to make tough budget choices, and those kinds of things don't always go over well, even when people are like, I know, but they still feel some sort of way. You're going to really need to make sure you've got that core around you. I mean, my wife is with me, regardless. And so if my eggs are all in the basket of in that context, my work friends, and then I'm leading them and I have to make some hard decisions or layoffs or whatever those, things that happen. And you don't have that sort of true north settled in, it's really devastating to a leader. I mean, you become very despondent very quickly. And for some leaders, it turns to anger. That's why I think you see some, I mean, I'm teasing Katie. She's not really bitter all the time, but not all the time. But it is like,
she doesn't listen.
That's why people become that way, because they're like, now I don't have any of that security around me or with me, because who I thought I could count on now feels some sort of way about me, now is talking about me, now is posturing to take over for me, because they want to let my boss know, I'm not sure how she's doing. I don't know, and it becomes this really transactional relationship, not very transformative. You can't get to collaboration because you're too busy trying to just steady the ground. Your eyes can't come off of that. It happens so often in leadership.
It happens so often. But the thing that's always important is to remember that they're not your friends.
Say that again and what that means to you. Say that again and what that word means to you, truly.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's very healthy to use work for your friends, because then when something happens, first of all, you're not giving accurate feedback. Like us, we're talking about Katie because we love Katie, and we're also talking to her all day. We just tease her. That's her role in our friend group.
Yeah, and she teases us too. I want to make sure it's equitable.
In case anybody wants to know my role of the friend group, I'm always like, I'm Rose Nyland. My friends are like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm the dumb one. I'm always like, everybody has to take responsibility for me. That's my role in the friend group. And I like it. It's safe there. But they're not your friends, meaning you should be able, once you start saying that they're your friends, you start feeling a different responsibility for someone's well-being outside of your remit that you were given. And so you're not giving accurate feedback. You're not making your numbers, and you're sad and you don't know why. I mean, these are what, or you think somebody is your friend and they're doing extra work and they're afraid to hurt your feelings and tell you that your leadership style isn't working for them, and they leave and quit and you're by yourself. And so what I mean is, it's important to know that in this room, the relationship is for you to do this, right? And we can continue to have the conversations outside of work. You can have a relationship outside of work.
Yes.
But work, Jackye, is not your friend. Out of work, Jackye, I'll be your friend all day. But at work, we have a goal that we are being held to, and a standard, and something that we're being held to. I remember this is another turning point in leadership, and again with William Tincup. Actually, this is interesting, and I know a lot of people know William Tincup, but when you know him as a friend, it can be pretty intense.
Yes.
So I was really upset, and I was explaining something to him, and I started crying. I didn't know what to do, which is really uncomfortable. There was only 2 women at the organization at the time, and I was crying, and William saying to me, okay, do you need to cry? Do you need to cry right now? And I was like, oh, yes, I think I will. And he was like, okay, we'll wait. Those tears rolled right back in my head. I was like, the fuck you just say? What? He was like, no, because we have to get through this. We're going to have the conversation. We're an organization and this is what the goals are. You're a part of the team and we need you to do that. And if you have to cry in order for us to get to what we're going to need to do, then okay. Oh, I don't think I cried again since. Not one drop. And I've used that with other people. I have used that same line with other people.
I mean, the truth of the matter is,
I mean, think about that leadership taught me in that moment.
Because the truth of the matter is, what he said is accurate. It's a we thing, right? We've got these goals, we've got these objectives we've got to get to, and you're part of the team. And so if you need that minute to go and do this in order for you then to be able to do your portion of things with us, okay, go do.
And he didn't move on. The thing that was so telling, and then like, I was so mad. We were able to get through it. The next day, somebody told me a joke and I went like that. And at the time it was Ryan Leary ran over and he goes, are you okay? And I was like, why? He goes, I've got Jackye duty in case you get upset. So it was like at the same time, like they didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
But they were like, whoa, that was really deep. And so there was so much that you learned. And also they were like, if that you're on our team. So if you're one of us and that's what you need in this moment. Okay. Yeah. But then it taught me about grace, about personal responsibility, about dedication to the team, about loyalty, and I have been loyal to that team ever since. I know not everybody on that team had the same experience, but it was transformative in my leadership. And also why I learned that some people need that push. And so my leadership style is very leadery. I'm not trying to be friends. We're trying to reach. I want to encourage you to be able to get through those situations. And so,
I think that, sorry. No, I think that
tuberculosis.
Seriously. I got the black lung. That's all I keep saying. I got the black lung, Pop. Come on. If you don't know Zoolander, come on. I think one of the things is that also is true for leadership, and it's loneliness. I know that we've got, in fact, people that are with us even today are solopreneurs, and they're leading their own fortune, so to speak, right? Their own professional development, their own everything, business development, all of it. And it can be quite lonely. And so there's lots of similarities with being that sort of solopreneur from a leadership standpoint and a leader in an organization who winds up feeling very alone. There's a lot of similarities in that. Context is different, but what kind of evolves in you, what starts to evoke in you is this, I'm on an island. And I think that's where you see groups like Mastermind or Vistage or, these like CEO type groups that pop up and other types where it's like, okay, let's pull together because we understand each other. Mm-hmm. And while there is some truth to that, I would say even there, you have to be careful about investment in even terms worse. Of right.
And understand, and I'm going to say this very gently.
No, you're not. But go ahead. You can believe you.
When we talk about the leadership as a skill, that is the job. If you can't work in a state of loneliness, you may not be ready for leadership.
And that is not talked about. That is, I'm not even going to say often. It isn't talked about.
Right.
I have never been a part of any leadership development in my own life where I've gone to, read a book or been in a program where they have said to me, let's practice the skill of loneliness. Right. What does it look like? How are you grounded in being alone? Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some practices that I've heard and been a part of along the way that I couldn't apply to this, but that direct language to say leadership is lonely. That does not mean it defines you, but you can be thoughtful about the environment of loneliness that you may find yourself in, and how do you deal with that environment? Just like how do you deal with the environment of walking into a room where there's 300 people and you're supposed to meet and network and do all, there's skills that are there as well. So what do I do with loneliness? I think one of the things, as we talk about this, I think one of the things that we have to be thoughtful about with leadership being lonely, again, is that groundedness. What is it personally for you that enables you to be grounded? And it may be more than one thing. What is my level of commitment? I've talked to people, and I'll just pick on one. I've talked to people for whom physical activity is really meaningful for them in terms of keeping them grounded, whether that's working out or running or whatever it is. And it is often one of the first things to be pushed aside because my schedule has gotten too busy, because I'm traveling so much, because I'm doing this, doing that. And then all of a sudden it's a month later, you worked out 4 times in the last month and you're like, I feel really off. I bet you do. I bet you do, because you've not kept that core thing a core thing. And so you're off. And it takes, there's no science, by the way, nobody at me, but I'm going to give you probably what I've experienced. However long you're off kilter, out of sync, off cycle, you need twice as long to come back into cycle. So if you're off for a month, if you're out of it for a month, you need 2 months before you get back to that level of equilibrium. So if you let it go for longer than a month, 2 months, 3 months, double that number. That's how long it'll take your body and mind to get back into a state of equilibrium, of leveledness. It's a lot of it, and people get discouraged quickly then to try to jump back in.
Burn out.
Yeah.
Burnout. And to go to what Mark's saying, it says, is loneliness a strategic leader competency? No, your ability to manage and deal with yourself when you're feeling lonely is the competency. And I'll tell you what I mean. We know you're going to be lonely. What do you do when that happens? If you're one of those people, because what happens too often is people will talk to the people on their team when they're lonely, start having intimate conversations, seeing that they're doing all of this, and then mistaking people as a friend when they're lonely. That's like that. So a true leader, no, that's not where you're going to go. Do you work out? How are you managing yourself? How are you self-regulating? And that's the challenge that we have right now. So with so many leaders is that they don't know how to be alone, how to self-regulate. They don't have those skills. And I tell you, like 2025, I keep saying it was like my ego death because of everything that the challenge was. It's because like I no longer could work out. I could no longer travel. I could no longer do the things that I was used to doing. I could no longer run. And I still am having challenges. I don't want to gain the doctor was like, the worst thing you can do is like gain your weight back. I know like it's going to be really tricky because you're going to be at home a lot more and you can't exercise. You like really, really watch it. And so your choice is, if that is going to completely devastate you and you don't know what you're going to do, then you shouldn't be a leader. It's how you do things when it feels in that moment.
Can you not get that thing that I saw that for elderly people you put under your desk where
you know what? You already said for elderly people, I'm going to set you on fire. With love. With all due respect, which is actually zero.
I mean, I'm so proud of myself for getting elderly people out of my mouth.
You get that thing for elderly people, which is like a freaking like bandana in your mouth.
I'm so proud of myself for saying that term without laughing. It was everything in it.
You know what? I was like,
you know, that little foot pedal thing.
You know what? I swear to God, I quit smoking a long time ago, but if you see a lighter, you best start running. You best.
Film yourself later. Put it on your Instagram story.
Please don't run. You know I can't run. I'll be like, yeah, exactly. A little pedal. Maybe just a little pedal. You know, it's funny. As you get older, me and my sister were like, we had like the fanny packs and we're like, it's a little embarrassing, but so convenient. We're like, oh my God.
You're so funny because that's how Olivia is. Olivia wears fanny packs. I'm like, what? You're 24 years old. She's like, I don't care. It's so convenient.
It's like, I know, I always thought these large print books were so ridiculous, but look how easy it is to read.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, we just talked to somebody. We were helping sell some. We went to a conference for the past couple of days in Cocoa Beach, and we were helping a friend of ours at a book table sell some stuff that we had there. And somebody picked up a book and was like, did you make this in large print edition? I was like, girl, I know.
This is one of my girlfriends and Sam. If they're there, they're here. Oh my gosh, Rob! Hi. Oh,
Look at all we got a whole bunch of people coming in today.
He was one of the best bosses I ever had. And let me tell you something that Rob did.
Speaking about leadership, okay, go ahead.
He was actually my boss's boss. And I used to sit outside of his, hindsight, maybe, you know, that it was kind of scary. I used to sit kind of close to his office, and we would I sold software, and we would have these meetings. And, you know, like when you're on a sales team and our quota was like, it was ridiculous. We were all responsible for selling $1 million. And then we would get together, and that month, maybe we were like at 10, 15% of quota. And this is how the meeting went every time. He would come in with a piece of paper, and he would like look at it, and he was like, here are our numbers for March. And he'd go, anyone want to talk about it? And everybody would be like, no. And then he would crumple up the piece of paper, and he would throw it over his shoulder, and he would say, let's talk about April. And it was just like, yes, like the best leadership ever. Do you know what I mean? Like in that moment. And he would show us the piece of paper with the numbers. And then he'd go, here's the email I got about it. And it would be from his boss. That would be like, your team did blah, 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 blah. And then he would go like, do y'all want to talk about it? And we'd be like,
yeah. No, because you knew already.
Because we knew.
You knew already. And that is so, but by the way, I don't want to let Michael's comment go because I feel this in my bones.
My shoulder sneezing. I injured my shoulder sneezing. That's right. I'm always like, when sleep hurts, you wake up and you have a bad back. When sleep hurts.
Yeah. The doctor's like, are you getting enough rest? No, because I can't get out of bed then.
That's
like if I stay in bed too long, my back is like, what? Yeah.
That's right.
Here's part of what you just reminded me of, though, too, is I think part of the reason why leadership can be so lonely is because of what we expect of leadership.
That's right.
And so our expectation management around leadership is flawed. And
That's
so
right.
if we walk into it with that flawed perspective and it doesn't live up to that silly consideration that we have for whatever reason we have it, you're going to feel some sort of way, and you become more withdrawn because of that. I think that's part of the tension there sometimes is found in the difference between leadership and management. We have leaders that really just lean into the managing part of things. And so when you bark orders, process orders all the time, and you can't understand why people don't respect your leadership, there's no leadership to respect. They feel some sort of way about your management, but they haven't really seen you as a leader yet. So what will you do to start displaying leadership? If nobody challenges you in that way, then you're going to align those terms, and you are going to feel pretty crappy about things, and you are going to go into your office and shut the door a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, the thing that was so important about those moments with Rob, I would follow him into the desert without a canteen right now.
I don't think I would do that.
Well,
so
I mean,
no offense, Rob.
No offense.
Would. Well, unless you're bringing a cooler, and then I don't have to carry the canteen.
I said not a canteen. I didn't say no water, right? Maybe.
And who drinks out of a canteen? I don't think those things are very clean. How do you wash a canteen?
Really disgusting. I had one in Girl Scouts, and I don't think I ever cleaned that thing. And we didn't.
That's what I mean. Talk about like fungus and stuff like that. It's hard to clean out. My nose looks like this. My septum is deviated because of a canteen. I don't think what I said is true.
You know,
I think not a true statement.
That's not true. I don't know. Someone Google it. But, you know, they would put it on Fox News, though. They would put it on Fox. It's probably on there right now. But here's the thing.
Any of these 24/7 news cycles, any of them.
That's a whole different show. We got to go.
I mean, CNN sends me an alert. Why having sex after 70 is good for your health.
Shut up.
Girl.
It's so not healthy. Listen.
First of all, who are you interviewing?
First of all, right.
Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. I mean, of course.
And also, don't be gross.
And that's my news alert. That's my news alert.
Thanks.
The
I'll
world is blowing up in different parts of the globe, but let me read about why. First of all, I'm not even close to 70. How dare you?
right. When I get there, I'll send you a thing. But also, but also, there's somebody, Simon Sinek, who talks about leadership all the time. It's one of the things that he talks about. I'm talking about it because you brought up sex, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm naughty. But one of the things that he says about leadership specifically is he was like, having sex is the easy part. What, it takes 8 minutes? And he was like, raising children. That's his word.
8 minutes. God bless him.
That's a lot.
That's a long time.
Wow. Without a canteen. And it was like, but raising children for 18 years, that's the hard part.
Yes.
And that's the leadership part. It's not I'm a leader, I'm creating this great thing. No, that's the easy part. Learning to manage and guide and put people in those places and trusting that I'm doing the right thing.
Yes.
It's important. That's the work. And
so I have my, as you know, my youngest, we are T-minus, I'm looking at the calendar.
I can't.
7 weeks before baby girl gets married.
I didn't get invited. I've gotten invited.
Nobody got invited. It's the smallest wedding. Ain't nobody get invited. I'm lucky I got invited.
Listen.
And they're doing a small.
I'm still coming.
Quick. Come on. And I sent a text message. We obviously we talk and all that good stuff. And she sent a text message to me, just following up to something that I had sent to her. Because I would say as a parent, you still are, you just talked about this at the beginning too. Like, we have adult children and you still are a parent and you still want to like look out for them. You still want to lead them.
Lead them on.
And good one. And but they're adults now. And so you've got to give them, I think you had said it earlier, like, I've got to let you fall down a little bit. I've got to let you try some of these things. And I mean, really, that was her message to me, was like, I love you so much. I know you're looking out for me. But we're going to try this, do this, and see what happens. And, there's part of me that is like, no, I want to protect you from those things. I'm dad. I'm supposed to protect you from those things. And that's nothing horrible, everybody. So don't worry. But it's just like directional pieces. But then the other part of me that kicks in, the reasonable part, is like, and she's right. I wanted the same latitude when I was in my 20s to try things, to be able to experiment, to figure out what I enjoy, what I do for work versus what I do for my passion, all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want to rob her or anybody else of that. Let her lean into that and see what they come up with. To me, that for her mom and I, like, that's good leadership. It's like, right. Yeah, we've instilled in you all that we can instill with you. You and Todd have instilled in those kids, all the things that you would instill in them. And if Clay still wants to make bad decisions in life and TJ makes great decisions, well, that's how it's going to be for a while. If Clay is watching, I'm going to get a text message, but
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I was like hitting with my sister. My I'm hearing the echo. Do you hear that? Okay, maybe it's just me. I have my mother passed away, and every as I get older and I think about things, especially having a parent, I'm just thinking, what were you thinking? So when I was 21 years old, my best friend Sarah Betteroff, who is another best friend who is never watching. But she said, I'm moving to Arizona. And I was like, oh my God, I don't think I can make it without you, my best friend. I want to come too. And she goes, oh, well then come on. I was like, when are you leaving? She's like, in 2 weeks. I was like, okay. So I called my mom and I said, I'm leaving in 2 weeks. And she goes, to go where? I was like, Arizona. She was like, where are you going to work? I was like, I don't know. And she's like, okay, how are you going to get there? I was like, I'm taking my car. And she was like, and you have a car payment and you don't have a job. I was like, yeah. And this is before cell phones.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, how, I was like, okay. And I had my apartment. I started packing it up. And I remember I went home and my mom goes, I packed a couple of things for you. And she had like a box. And Sarah always laughed at it because it said clothes, jackets, a few slips. She was like, a few slips, which is just like my mom, right? A few slips. And she put it in there. And I was dating Todd at the time. And I said, I don't want to. I was like 2 days before we're supposed to move. I was like, I don't want to go. And my mom said, oh, you're going. And I was like, and she gave me $3,000. Don't tell your dad. This is all I can give you.
Great parenting right there. I love that stuff, right? Don't tell.
We will not be supporting you anymore. Use this for the road trip. We're not going to support you in doing this financially, but we will support you in anything else that you need. And I was like, okay, bawling. I made it like a month, right? And then I was like talking to Todd, who was like mailing me cassettes, like, you know, mixtapes of love. I will never forget. And I'm like dying, you know, and this is back when you had to go to like the payphone and put the quarters in there. Like,
oh yeah,
like all of the things. And I thought I was going to die without Todd and my mother. And she comes a month out and she goes, where do you want to go to lunch today? I was like, Texas, I have to leave. I have to come home. And she was like, okay. And we got back in the car and we drove all the way home and then we moved over there. And so two things. One is, I was like, I go, when I get to heaven, I'm going to be like, Mom, how could you let me do that? Like, what were you Because my sister's always like, oh, they let you do everything. I was like, no, they hated me. They didn't even care. They were like, go ahead, drive, go cross country. Good luck. See how it's going. Right. And I have asked her a lot of times. And she said, at that point, we've given you all that we had to give.
That's right.
You just have to trust that God will support you.
That's right.
With your own children, the only thing you can do is hold on tight and never let them go. Just hold on tight and never let them go.
And, you know, when you know, I mean, I obviously, I don't want to speak about anybody else's kids, but, you know, like I've got my three they're pretty great. Yeah. They've got a good head on their shoulders. And
there's still time.
And that's like, go do your thing. It's okay. Go do your thing. And I will tell you, from a protective standpoint, I understand the tension. I'm always going to be her dad, right? Okay. And yet, Dad still has to let her go, right? Has to let her do these, and all three of them. They've got to go and do their things. Now, I will also say that I think when it comes to leading the home, right, Kath and I leading the home. There's a lot of similarity in terms of being in various leadership roles. That's right. In other ways. And so if I try to rule iron fist at home, guess what shows up when I'm at the PTA meeting? The iron fist. You know, guess what shows up when I'm running Humoriso? The iron fist. That's right. Because that becomes what you naturally will lean into. Even if you're like, well, I'm not normally like that. I don't know what's happened. Let's have an hour on your natural versus adapted styles that show up. And if you've adapted to being the iron fist because you feel like that's the way it has to be, even if you're not comfortable with it, that's what you've adapted to, then that's what's going to show up. It doesn't matter if you wouldn't naturally do it. You have made that into what you do. And so that expectation management is something that you're responsible for. And so I'm not mad that I get to run an organization. I'm not mad that I get to make some decisions that will, quite frankly, leave me lonely sometimes because I have to make decisions that affect the whole, and everybody may not love it. And I can't be swayed by the love it or hate it of things, just like I wasn't with my kids. You have to eat something green on your plate, Frankie. You are going, if it's not broccoli, it's peas. You're going to have to pick which one do you want. It's got to be something green has to go into your body because mac and cheese does not count as a vegetable. I know you want me to think that, but it isn't.
Clay, all they ate was Fruit Loops and mac and cheese. And I was like, and you know, my child is this tiny little in the 5%. I'm like, what am I going to do? They were like, give them mac and cheese and Fruit Loops. They'll be fine. but I understand. I mean, of course, you're right.
Yes.
I mean, they grow
Yes.
out of it. And that's
Yes.
the thing. They grow out of it. They have various seasons. And
And
now
now the boy orders salmon, and I'm like, who the heck are you?
that was a sweet baby teacher used to do that 2 years old. I'm like, what are you doing? I used to get, I love crab legs. So if anybody ever wants to take me to dinner, if they have crab legs, I'm ordering it. And the kids used to love them. But they were like 5. So I had to like crack all the different things. And Todd was like, not and never again. Your mother has to eat. She's not eating. She's just too busy feeding you. But
he didn't understand, though, that it was a lot of aggression release for you as well. Those kids were driving me crazy.
Crack it up. No, don't put the extra cracks in them. Just give it to me whole. But it's funny, you know, our sweet baby TJ is about to turn 23 on the 22nd. And he told, you'll love this, secretly, he told Clay, another child that's not going to be listening to this until later, that every year since he's been able to talk, if we've asked him what he wanted for his birthday, he has said, I just want to spend time with our family. This year, he said to Clay, I want to play games online and have a game night, but my family, because the only thing that I really want is to be able to see my girlfriend. Because, you know, she's in San Francisco. And so we pooled our money. Clay was like, let me make a contribution and we'll send TJ to San Francisco.
Aww.
And I told Todd was like, we're doing what for 3 days? Like, that's what we're spending for 3 days. And I said, do you remember when we were 21 and I was in Arizona?
Yes.
When how that felt? And he goes,
yes.
I thought I was going to die. I was like, you couldn't breathe. Like one day we couldn't breathe. We're going to give them a chance to breathe. As leaders, yes, that's what we're doing as parents.
Yes.
And, you know, instead of let's all take a trip to Six Flags.
I need that information, though, because I need to accidentally make sure that some hired male gigolo shows up so that TJ thinks that she's been stepping out.
Stop.
And then we can just end the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been trying to put our families together for a long time.
This is why Uncle John is not invited to any of the family events.
That's right.
TJ, come here. Let's go.
Yeah, no. And I mean, but it's like you have to, if you are a parent or a pet owner, you are a leader. And the best way to show that leadership, what they're looking for is the psychological safety and to know that you are able to take it. We are part of what we're sitting Freddie. You know, I've been talking about Freddie for weeks, the timid pit bull. And part of what we have to do for him, he's a little bit anxious. And we have our foster dog. We have had it's been transformational for Shiloh, our foster dog, because one of the things that happens as you want them to lead to be the dog that you need them to be, you have to show them exactly what you need from them in those moments, praise them when they're doing things that are good, and instantly tell them if they're having behavior that's not right. So I have a training leash on Shiloh for the last week, and I take him everywhere he goes. Everything that is great, I'm going to give him. Any correction, we're just going through obedience, and it's been transformational.
That's awesome.
In the dog. And what you have to do as a leader is take your team through and show them exactly what the expectation is, and gentle correction if they're doing something that's not going to work for you.
And be willing to be wrong as well, because you're
willing to be wrong. You'll know in that moment, as long as you're with them to show them. Otherwise,
your intention may be great. Like, I'm not taking away from that. You might be like, look, we're going to step into this. We're going to, and as the person's a part of things with you, they're like, here's this other piece of things that you either didn't want to see or for whatever reason weren't aware of. And you may have to say, oh, wait a minute. My entire plan, I have to change it a little bit now because I didn't know that. I think as a leader, that's one of the healthiest things to see someone do is to say, I'm so sorry I didn't have all the information. This does change things. This does make me want to respond differently. I'm so sorry if you didn't feel heard because I didn't know this piece. You probably thought I did. That's why our signals were crossed. Can we take a minute and recalibrate? My gosh, that your team is going to be like, yes, 100%. Yes. Thank you for saying that. Yes. Let's recalibrate.
And you're giving the best leadership when you are there with them. You're directly in there and can say and make the correction as things are happening and having that conversation, because it's so funny. And I know we are just a little bit
It's
over,
like the fastest
it
hour.
is the fastest hour. But one of the things that was really interesting is going with Freddie. And, you know, we say place, like you need to go and place. And we had to give him a bath. And I was like, there's absolutely no way that he's going to do that. There's certain places where you say place and it takes a lot to try to get him into the place. And you did it. Finally, we've been able to earn the trust. And when we were like place in the bathtub, Freddie got in the bathtub all by herself, ready for the bath. And I was like,
Yep.
It's a freaking miracle.
It's
But
a
we were
miracle.
able to lead that, and they trusted us enough to be like, okay, I'll get in there, and we never had a problem. Scooby, on the other hand,
Scooby, let me put that dog in the bathtub.
don't you look at my love.
Get out of here.
Tell him, Scooby.
Scooby's like, and you are?
Scooby's like, I was freaking asleep. Like, why?
And your name is?
Right.
First of all, you all, thank you everybody for being here. I thought,
Yes.
Sam, your comment here is probably the one that wraps up everything for what today has been like. Thank you all for hanging with us. We will be back. I'm looking at the calendar. We will be back next week.
That's
same
right.
time, same bat channel. So we are looking forward to seeing you all. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Clink. Bye.
Oh, that's so